Hey guys and girls, welcome back. It is E3 week and we're back today with another video. Myself, Kate, Dante and Edge, and this one is going to be on the Nintendo conference or Nintendo Direct at E3. So honestly, this year I was a little disappointed in Nintendo. I thought last year it was better. In terms of the games that they showed. There were a few games this year that they did show, which I was kind of hyped about and did look very cool, but there wasn't anything new. A lot of the stuff they showed was a lot of things were things we already kind of knew.
It's already been in the previous directs.
Yeah.
They're doing them all the time.
Yeah, but personally, I felt that was a mistake for them. I felt that...
Should have held back.
Yeah, it makes more sense because E3 is one of the biggest conferences in the world. It's the gaming world. Their eyes are on E3. So if you're not bringing your big A game, why was there no Zelda? That for me was a big
they mentioned
mistake.
that they weren't going to show any more for the new Zelda that's coming out for Wii U. But they did show another Zelda game, which was the Triforce Heroes. It's cool. They're just gonna unless they've got something brand new that's going to be exciting to show for that game. They're just going to keep developing it, really.
Yeah, but I think people are pretty psyched about Zelda, so I think they should have really showed it at E3.
On that previous tease, everyone's like,
oh yeah, and it looked pretty sweet. I mean, I bought a Wii U this year mainly for Splatoon, but I also bought it with Zelda in mind because I knew that game was coming.
I suppose still happen, but with it being pushed back,
they
keep holding off.
I feel this year that they really lacked a big hitter. They lacked that this year. They lacked a big title, a big hitter. They had Star Fox, so I suppose that would class as it. But I don't know. I don't really see that as a big.
I think the biggest problem that I've read in comments and watched videos, which had the biggest issue, was a lot of people were hoping for a new Metroid game.
Me too.
And they got Metroid Prime Federation Force, I think it's called.
Yeah,
which
Metroid Football.
Well, no, that was the minigame from it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
4-player co-op sort of hunting down stuff.
Yeah, it reminds me of Hunters on the DS, but
didn't really feel much like a Metroid game, but
odd, yeah.
It's one of those, the last Metroid game that came out was Other M. Before that was the actual trilogy.
Yeah.
And again, Other M had that sort of a mixed reaction, really. It didn't go over universally well.
Yeah, screwed up.
So, again, I think a lot of people are so disappointed because they didn't get one of those.
Actually, there's an online petition to try and get it cancelled and not released.
It's not the best way to do it, really.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people are like, give us a proper Metroid game. Don't give us something that's a spin-off or vaguely related to it. Give us an actual proper Metroid game with a story and Samus back and everything.
It's not the best way to react, admittedly. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. It's the sort of a petition. It's not really.
It's a bit silly.
If you don't want that game to do well, then you just vote with your wallet. Don't buy it. It's not something that I looked at and went, "What the hell is this?" And then when they showed the title for it, I'm like, "That what really?" Nothing like maybe a new Metroid game.
Yeah.
I've never really played them that much, but from what my friend who lives back in my hometown was playing it looks really good fun, especially the Prime series. It's not one I'm looking forward to. The biggest disappointment was there.
I think for me this year, it felt like Nintendo were doing a lot of covering. A lot of let's fill in the gaps because there actually isn't that much content that we've got to talk about or show. And so things where they were doing the Muppet characters that they were doing.
That was brilliant.
It was funny. It was them trying to bring in humor, which is always good. I like the fact that Nintendo can have a laugh and bring in humor to it. That's great. But it felt like it was showing a game, and now they're cutting back to them and they're randomly dancing and blah, oh lol, it's so funny and blah blah blah, and a game, and cutting back to them randomly doing something else, and it just felt like
padding a little bit, maybe.
A bit of padding. It felt like they were trying to fill in the spaces to cover the fact that they didn't have actual content that they did last year. Last year's E3 Nintendo Direct was brilliant. It was so many games, game after game after game after game. Smash Brothers, Splatoon, Yoshi's Woolly World, Mario Maker they had last year. This. They had tons of games last year, one after the other. But it felt like this year they didn't really have that. That they had things like, oh, and we're going to show you more on Woolly World. And we did allude to a Star Fox last year, but we're going to actually show you. The best thing of Nintendo Direct this year was Star Fox. That was the best thing for me. And Xenoblade Chronicles.
You see, that's why I bought a Wii U originally when they first showed it a couple of years back. I was like, I want to play this game.
Yeah.
So loads of mechs and exploring the alien world is quite fun.
So Star Fox, let's talk about Star Fox first. That looked pretty cool. Again, I don't know. They were talking about the controls. So they were sort of saying you use the gamepad to aim from a cockpit viewpoint, but you're looking at the TV and using the thumbsticks to move your ship. That, for me, I'm slightly concerned because I feel that for me is going to be a bit like, oh God, I've got to do too much.
Some players might struggle. Others might just use the TV. Like,
you don't have the option though because you shoot from
but you can still see yourself shooting.
Yeah, but no, you actually aim differently. I've seen people playing it. You actually aim differently. Like, so you could be flying there, but you could be shooting there. Yeah. Because
I didn't know the R-Wings were directional like that.
Yeah, so like because obviously
optional,
is it Miyamoto? Yeah. He was saying that he wanted people to fully experience what it is to be a pilot, to fly, because sometimes you can fly in one direction, shoot in another. You know, if you've got a co-pilot or whatever. So he was saying that he wanted that experience, which is why from a cockpit view is how you aim the guns using the gyro. And the thumbs is what you use to actually move it. But you have to look at the TV to see where you're going, but look down to shoot the enemies. So that, for me, I'm going to be like doing this all the time. And I don't know how that's going to work. But I suppose it'll be just getting your hands on it. I guess we'll know when we actually get our hands on it. Yeah. And play it and get used to it. Because
demo would be nice.
Yeah, a demo would be brilliant, would be sweet. Because they have said that there are going to be like training modes at the start where you can actually just get used to it.
I'm sure there'll be some configurations as well, and XY axis changes and other
probably.
And stuff.
So it looked pretty sweet. The really cool thing that showed it as well was you can go from being in the X-wing. Is it the X-Wing? R-Wing, sorry, the X-Wing. That's bloody Star Wars, isn't it? You can be on the R-Wing and then you can swap down to being a walker.
Yeah, it just like transforms into a walker.
And then there's one where
I think most of the vehicles you can drive, or so you pilot, so they can do that sort of transformation, which is kind of cool for the mechanic.
Yeah.
It depends on if certain bosses sort of require you to change your mode. That'd be kind of cool. If it feels a bit Nintendo aren't stupid. I mean, if it feels tacked on, it would be why would you do it? Yeah. So I think that at the very least you would need that mode for certain things. It shows interesting boss.
They showed this really cool boss fight actually, which I saw. Whereas you can fight it in the R-Wing where you're like shooting them down its weak points. But there's actually a little like an access hatch in it, and if you can fly into it, you can just fly into it and just turn into a walker as you're going in, land and go inside it and shoot the core and destroy it from the inside.
Oh, nice.
So it was kind of sweet. You can take on this boss in like a different ways depending on how you want to do it. That looked really cool. So when I saw that, I was like, that's pretty sweet. Now they have said it's not a sequel, it's a remake.
No, they said no.
It's not. It's a reimagining. So it's not a remake.
No, I just wanted to use the kanji for Zero. That's all he wanted to do.
Because he said it looked cool.
Yeah.
They've got all the 4 original pilots back. If you look at the previous ones, they had loads of different characters there at the time.
Pepe was getting old. I think he's gone young again.
For those who like the sort of extended universe or like the sort of story behind it, it's just a flight game. I'm not really going to care too much about the story. Potentially, it just could be more.
Well, you were saying something before that I think would be really cool, which is 4-player.
Co-op, yes. I'm hoping that it probably isn't going to happen. But
Can you imagine that? Like we could all be the different characters.
Like on the 3DS and other versions.
I'm going Falco.
Like Assault and stuff like that. Assault was a good game as well, but that was all like versus mode where you could have 4 players.
Yeah.
Whereas if you could do a co-op version,
can you imagine that? If you could fly through a co-op, that would be freaking badass. Can
you imagine as well
as, oh my god, I'm just going through all the anime mode of where you could join your ships together and make this big cool ash. That'd be so cool.
And all 4 of you do a barrel roll at the same time.
That would be pretty badass.
I would apologise in advance if it is 4-player co-op and I was Peppy. I'd be like, do a barrel roll.
All the time.
All the time until you go, get rid of that pilot.
Yeah, so 4-player co-op would be a sweet idea. I hope they do that, but there is no mention at the moment. So Xenoblade Chronicles is the other one that you were talking about that you're super excited about. Now that game looks beautiful. It looks like a cross between like Monster Hunter and
Zone of Enders.
You can fight inside your mech and you can fight outside of it, and again you have fuel from what I've seen in some video clips, so you've got to sort of know when to use it. It looks beautiful for what it is.
Gorgeous.
You can supposedly create your own avatar or character thing, but again, I need to really research it a bit more.
Right.
I've got the other Xenoblade Wii, so I'm gonna. It looks expansive and large. I'm looking forward to playing it.
Yeah,
It's coming out this Christmas, supposedly. So whether or not that's
quite soon then.
Yeah, well, that's going to be one of my big ones to play for Christmas if it does come out.
Dante, Christmas present.
Yeah, bits remind me of FF13 as well. We just got these big, massive creatures in the background, and you're just like, la 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 la. Do I fight that?
Yeah,
moving on.
It's going to stamp on you.
I'm hoping that they've got a lot of customization with the mechs because, like, I would,
that would be cool.
If it has got the co-op, it has 4-player co-op. Pardon me. Fuck yes.
I'm building me a Gundam.
Customize the mechs and just be awesome. There's so much that it's one of those few Wii U titles I really want to get.
Yeah.
And that's my highlight for Nintendo a little bit there.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
That into the Fire Emblem Fates game. Oh fuck yes.
I haven't played any of the Fire Emblem games, so I just can't really comment on them because I don't know why they're any good or.
I got into them through like the GameCube games and the Wii title that came out, and then I've recently been playing the newer ones like on the 3DS. Like played Awakening.
Awakening
was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping if it's half as good as Fates, win for a treat, especially because like there was so much like content when you had like the Awakening one.
Yeah.
If you can make your own avatar again, it would be fantastic. I don't know if you can or not. If you can, yes. And just enjoy the story again. Like. Again, it looks quite a lot of fun.
The crossover with Persona, is it?
That was weird. I didn't like that.
That was a different.
That was.
I'm going to hold judgment on that one until I see more. Like all I've seen so far has been the characters revealed, and I don't know if that's more game. Again, it's just more. That's been more cinematic stuff. I don't know what the battle system is going to be like yet. Still, to a degree. How it works out with the sort of the Fire Emblem characters. Chrom looked a bit weird because I recognised the character there.
Tiki was the only one I recognised.
I recognised Tiki and Chrom, and I think another one who's the Pegasus Rider. So I'm going to reserve judgment for now until we see some more gameplay and we see a bit more of the plot maybe and see where it goes. Because school simulation games, I'm kind of a bit
I would have liked to have seen some actual gameplay of that, especially with it coming out this year. They didn't show much.
Is it coming out this year?
You said Christmas.
No, that's the Fire Emblem game for the 3DS.
Oh right, no, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Xenoblades. I didn't think there was that. There was gameplay for Star Fox and there was for Yoshi's Woolly World, but for Xenoblade Chronicles, that wasn't gameplay, was it?
They have shown gameplay video
previous
footage before.
Right, I haven't seen any of that
the trailer,
gameplay. So.
Giving more of the plot out.
Okay, well that's why you should save it for E3 because a lot of I don't watch the Nintendo Directs all the time. If you don't own a Wii U, you're not going to watch the Nintendo Directs. I don't think. Except at E3. That's how I feel anyway. I would now because I own a Wii U.
I think the other issue is...
I would go purposefully searching for that information. But if you don't, E3 is a place to showcase, this is what we've got coming. This is why you should buy our console. And I don't think that the Nintendo did that as successfully this year. Wow, there are some cool games, don't get me wrong. Xenoblade
mostly only
Chronicles
aiming at those
look sweet. Star Fox looks sweet. But it felt like it's still aimed at those people that just have a Wii U, and it's not aimed at new potential fans. The other thing that really interested me as well was Yoshi's Woolly World. That looked pretty sweet. Like it looks so cute.
So cute. And they're making an actual woolly amiibo.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I'm so gonna get that.
Yeah, that was a nice little
they were talking about the amiibos, weren't they? Yeah.
Well, English spoken Japanese.
Yeah, she was very good. Yeah,
she was cool.
Yeah.
I also heard that France have had a load of woolly Yoshi amiibos burnt and got destroyed some way or another. It's on the internet at the moment. Don't know what happened there. They lost their stock in France.
Very, very strange. But it looked good. The thing I liked about it was the co-op gameplay that they showed.
Yeah.
So where you can either help each other or pretty much dick each other over. So
I would totally be helpful.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. He's so
mega troll.
So it looked pretty cool. I like the gameplay co-op elements to it. So I think it very much it's just exactly feels like
it's a nice cross
little big planet. Do you know what I mean? That sort of co-op
cross between Yoshi's Island and Kirby's Epic Yarn. I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So it looked cool, and I definitely am interested in it. But those are the only three things for me this year that I was interested in: Star Fox, Yoshi's Woolly World, and Xenoblade
as well.
Chronicles.
I mean, they had the Mario Tennis, which for those of you who are long fans of it, I'm sure it'll be a fun game. And again, you had the Mario and Luigi Paper Mario RPG sort of crossover for the 3DS, which, again, from what I've heard, the franchise is quite good. So I might look at that potentially on a demo.
I think for you, you're more interested in the Mario Maker, aren't you?
Mario Maker. Oh, yeah. Me and a couple of other friends, we used to draw out Mario levels when we were kids in school and stuff like that. And it's that kind of, we can build our own levels and then share them with other people, challenge them to them. And
I saw, it was really cool on the, we're watching the Nintendo championships that were on the day the day before E3 started on the Monday, and the final was the Mario Maker. It was like two of them going through the Mario levels, and God, were those levels evil.
Somebody made it mega hard.
So evil and so hard, but damn, did these guys have skill, because they were like working their way through. But I looked at that, I was like, okay, I can kind of see why it might be fun and why people might have an interest in it, and you can play like they were like jumping up and hitting the bricks, that usually brings out like a power up or something. Nah, it was bringing out like evil enemies and stuff like that, and you're like, oh my God, do I hit it or don't I hit it? What's gonna be there? Nobody knows. So Mario Maker was kind of cool for that. So I think for that element it would be kind of sweet.
There seems to be a lot of customization with it.
Yeah, so that looks pretty cool, I think. But I don't see me. I think I would enjoy more playing other people's levels that they've made and challenging myself that way and seeing if I can get through their levels rather than making my own.
Remind me of like Battle Block Theatre, when you could make your own levels on that and challenge everyone to them. And other games, like, just it could be quite a lot of fun. But if you're not the kind of designer head or can be bothered type person, then the main point of the game might be lost on you.
Yeah, possibly. But it looked interesting. So generally I thought Nintendo Direct was all right. I mean, there were some good games there this year, like Star Fox, Yoshi's Woolly World, Xenoblade Chronicles. But for me overall, I was disappointed with it this year. I felt that there was a lot of filling. There was a lot of filler. I felt that I think next year's E3 for Nintendo is going to be much bigger. I think that's when they're going to bring their A game. I think that's when they're going to be talking about possibly the next. I
believe they were mentioning they would talk about next year the NX.
The NX, yeah.
Again, like I'm not worried. I'm not going to be. I'm not really. I'm going to wait till they mention more information. Yeah. It's not something that I'm going to be like. Because it's just too far out at the moment to really get hyped for it, really. It's more of the games I'm interested in at the moment. Like, I've got a Wii U and a PS4. So it's good to sort of see what's going to happen with both of them. And there's some good... There's a couple of good things for Nintendo. I mean, again, I know a lot of people are disappointed. I was sort of going, okay, so... But... Yeah.
I just felt like it was another Direct, because I'd already seen the last couple. It was just a natural progressive.
I mean, they've had more than one a year, don't they? So it's sort of...
So it's couple, like, you've already shown us stuff, so
you're not Ryu came out, and like Ryu, Roy, and I think somebody else came out on the new Smash Bros. Game.
Lucas.
That could have been kept back potentially for this.
Yeah.
And I think that they should have kept things... I think they should have more carefully chosen. They should have kept things back for E3, big things that could have made fans go, wow, that's cool. I mean, for Christ's sake, they were talking about like, oh, we're going to bring, Bowser and Donkey Kong 2 Skylanders. That's cool, that's fine and all, but it's not like a Nintendo
unless they use those vehicles and
obviously you can play Skylanders on the Wii U, but it's not really a... I mean, I don't know. It just felt like the focus was very off this year.
Yeah.
That they weren't really taking the time to really carefully pick the games that we're going to choose. I personally think it was. I know you guys think it makes sense, but I think it personally was a mistake for them not to have Zelda there this year. I feel even if they just mentioned it, sort of said it's not fully ready, but it's still there, and we can tell you a bit more information about it. And it's this. Even if you just got the developers talking about it and images in the background or some general pre-rendered stuff, like I'm fine with that. I mean, Christ, like Mass Effect, I will lap any little bit up I can get. Doesn't matter how small it is, I will take it.
It's like just one image or something will just set the internet going. What about this?
It'll get people speculating. It'll get people talking. It'll keep it alive and fresh in people's minds. And I think that's what they need.
Don't know why they're playing cautious at all, really.
I have no idea. It's very silly, yeah. It does feel like they were playing a bit cautious anyway. But that's basically my thoughts on Nintendo, our thoughts basically on the Nintendo conference.
Yeah.
You guys got anything extra you want to add in? Or no?
I'm semi-curious about that Yokai Watch. I know, because it reminds me of Kamichu anime.
Is that level 5, isn't it?
Yeah, and just there's a god for everything, and it just looks...
Yeah, no, it does look interesting. I've owned a couple of them, so it depends on if I'm going to buy this one as well. But yeah, no, they looked interesting. A nice new IP, so that's good for Nintendo as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also just liked, as well as the whole Muppets thing, which was a good progression from
funny.
The Robot Chicken job.
Especially when they were turning into the characters from Star Fox.
That was just, they're having fun with this stuff. But also the background stuff about like how they used to map out the original Mario levels and stuff like that, or the background of how he came up with Star Fox. At the,
we were talking about like being inspired by Fushimi and Ari in Kyoto, the shrines. Yeah, that's interesting and all. I think that's cool, and it's very unique to Nintendo. That Sony and Microsoft don't really do that kind of thing. So yeah,
they're all like super big conferences.
I think that's because of the kind of
Nintendo
company that Nintendo is. It's originally a toy company, so it very much has that sort of.
And it's still been very Japanese.
Yeah. So anyway, I know not too bad a job, but generally, I would have liked to have seen more big games at the conference or at the Direct. So those are my general thoughts on it. All right, guys and girls. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the Nintendo conference, Nintendo Direct. Did you like it? What games were you excited about that they talked about? What would you have liked to have seen there? Let us know in the comment section below. All right, guys and girls. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, as always, please hit that like button, show your support. Take care, and as always, happy gaming.
Janet.
I just wanted to keep it below 20. It's 21. So.
22 minutes. There we go.
Yeah.